Well, hello, America. I'm outside tonight. I want to show you. This is the News Corp building. This is where Fox is. That's 6th Avenue. Behind us is Times Square at the end of the block. And this little corner, as you see, it's not even really attached to the building. It's kind of hanging out of the cell. When we first started, we were up on the, what was it, the 12th floor? 12th floor. And then we wanted a space that we could change a little bit. And so they put us in this studio here. And for a while, we had these windows open. For a myriad of reasons, we closed them. And they haven't been open, I think, since we have been in this studio. By the end of the hour, they'll be opened up again as we are starting to take the set apart. And this is the last episode of the Glenn Beck program. And we've really done some amazing things together. You, wherever you are, and all of us here. And it has been an amazing journey. Before we go forward, we want to spend just a couple of minutes going back and showing you where we've been in the last 2.5 years. Thank you.
The new Glenn Beck program on Fox News begins January 19th.
Glenn Beck starts Monday, 5 Eastern.
3, 2, 1, Beck.
This is only the third time that I've actually done live TV, so buckle up because it could get very, very bumpy. This is a very, oh, here I am. Hello, America. Out of control government that would regulate everything in their life and tell them exactly our bricks just fell down.
La 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 la.
Comrades, there is good news from the Western Front. This is the dumbest damn show on air. Somebody's having a birthday tomorrow. I have so much manufactured anger in me. Anita, call me. Faith, hope, and charity. It's time to introduce you to the plan. Crime Incorporated. That is what our government is turning into. This is a 4-step program that I've asked you to do. Please, start here. Take the 40-day challenge. Pledge to yourself that you will restore honor in your own life. From Wilmington, Ohio. Hello, America. Enlightenment, education, empowerment, entrepreneurship. I stand tonight with Israel. America is not a circus. America is an idea. It's an idea that man can rule himself. The truth is, they don't surround us. We surround them. This is our country. We must mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Once we start to live by those words again, we'll be able to win this battle for our country's soul.
I will always remember the things that you taught me.
You've taught me to look around my surroundings, open my eyes, and question things that I thought were wrong.
You've enlightened me in such a deep way.
Thank you for teaching me that I'm not the only conservative in the world, and it's all right to stand up for what I believe in.
Actually, your show inspired me to write a conservative opinion column.
Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for speaking the truth every day.
Please don't stop.
If I had my choice, I would like to be remembered for a few things. Question with boldness. Hold to the truth. And speak without fear.
We'll question with boldness. We'll hold to the truth. We'll speak without fear. Thank you, Glenn.
It was on this spot right here that we started the 9/12 project. Promises made, promises kept. This is backstage at the show. You can see all of the props. We like to call this a magnet alley, because here are all the magnets that we have used. There's actually we have people that actually make magnets. This is, for a while there, that's all they were doing with their time. Magnets over here, magnets on all of the doors. These are just cartons of chalk. We buy chalk by the case. Here's the George Soros Theater. I don't even remember what this was, but I remember saying early in the morning, we have to have one of those things where you could take the lungs out and the heart, and then I never got around to using it that day. So we have it in case I ever needed to do that show again. Of course, we have the chainsaw. You name it, we have it. I don't know what's going to happen to all of it. I don't know, maybe we could sell it for charity or something. Anybody want cases of chalk? Let me take you here back to the set. You see we're starting, here's the timeline I showed you yesterday. This is what we had on the timeline. This is actually, they're taking it all apart now, because this is our last show. It has been an amazing ride, and I have worked with some amazing people. And I have made amazing friends, namely you. I want to show you a few things that I was thinking the other day about who we were just 2.5 years ago, me and you as individuals. The things that we believed then, and what is it that we believe now? I think if you would just think of the way the country was 2 years ago, you would realize, as much as I do, we have changed a lot. There are things that we didn't even know 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, things we didn't think were important, and things we didn't believe that we do now. Things we've learned. This is just me. I don't know about you, but ask yourself this. 2.5 years ago, when this program first came on the air, did you even know what progressives really were? I mean, besides car insurance, what was that? Dietrich Bonhoeffer. I didn't know him until about a year or so ago. Ben Franklin, Andrew Jackson. That means cry, I think. Alexander Hamilton, the black founders. When we brought Faith, Hope, and Charity, and we did Founding Fridays, and we did the stories of the founders, and we did the African American founders, did you even know any of this? I didn't. And I've learned right along with you. And here's the best part about this. I really feel, and I always have, I like live television. I don't like to be taped, because I can almost feel you at times. I can feel a connection when it's live. I know when you're saying, yes! And history has played such a huge role. You and I have done a lot together, and we've learned a lot together. And you've taught me a lot. I want to show you two pieces of something that just came in to me today from a viewer. This is a report of the Committee on Fascism. This is an original copy of when Congress was trying to figure out, okay, this Mussolini thing, Hitler, what are they doing exactly? What is it? I have viewers and listeners sending me things from all over the country because they know we can use it to teach people things. And also they know that we'll preserve it. Telling history. We have taught things and learned things together that we never knew. Things that have been erased, things that other people in the guilds, they didn't think were important. This is actually from 1939. here in America. Hitler's Mein Kampf and the Present War. This was something that was written to warn of the impending cataclysm of the world. People wouldn't pay attention. And so somebody put this together. Now, part of this is, the different parts of what's going on in Germany. But this I love, because there was a rumor going around that Hitler was a Christian, and so that's going to be great. And this author took the document of the Official Guide for Education of the Hitler Youth and said, there's 50 points that they're supposed to be teaching their children here in the Hitler Youth, and he's not a Christian. And here are some of them. Have you ever heard this before? 1. Hitler Youth being taught Christianity is a religion for slaves and fools. Christianity and communism are identical. Christianity does not differentiate between white people and Negroes. The New Testament is a Jewish lie written by 4 evangelicals. There is no Christian culture. Christianity has spoiled the German people because it taught them ideas such as adultery and theft, which they had never known before. Christianity is only a substitute cover for Judaism, and invented by Jews in Rome. Jesus was a Jew. How did Christ die? Whining on the cross. How did Planeta die? This is the guy who murdered the chancellor. How did he die? Saying Heil Hitler. That's what was being taught. And this was a warning in 1939 to the American people. Thank you for sending it. Think how many people you've just taught. We've learned a lot together, an awful lot. We learned about the Fabian window and Fabian socialism. Did you even really know about that? We learned about Margaret Sanger. I mean, I know what I learned in school, but that ain't what the truth is. Founder of Planned Parenthood wanted to kill African Americans through abortions. She's celebrated today. The road to serfdom. Social justice, a phrase that is so dangerous because it can be used for good. But when you know the history behind social justice, you better investigate, especially because it's being used in churches. They've also hijacked the word even further to include environmental justice, reproductive justice, and economic justice. We learned about the other NRA, the recovery program from FDR, and how they used bullying and intimidation. We showed the history of unions and their roots in communism. We showed you the coming insurrection 2 years ago. We said, hey, there's going to be problems in Greece. Nobody paid attention. Now look at it. We told you about the black flag anarchists. There's one story I have not told yet that I've been trying to get on. Tiffany, how long have I been trying to tell the story of the Statue of Liberty?
I'd say for just about 29 months.
Just about 29 months. There's a great story on the first real terrorist attack in America right around the turn of the century that will boggle your mind. I will get to it, just not tonight. I'm out of time here. But you have to hear it. We learned about Acorn. You're informed on the caliphate. This information has allowed us to look at everything in a whole different way. It has allowed us to look and have some perspective. To believe that, yeah, things are possible. Things are indeed true, that there are some people who want to harm the United States. It explains why we keep on piling debt. We showed you that this debt clock, only way out of this is real trouble now. And maybe it's hyperinflation. Maybe. We showed you that that can happen. We asked you to prepare. We showed you the Great Depression of 1920. How many people even know that? And how it was turned around, and it can be done again if we learn from history. We showed you the Hindenburg omen, the Kondrakiev wave, the Overton window. We showed you how there's something tragedy and hope. The tragedy is war. And the hope, they said in the 1960s, was that we've tied the world's economy together to have mutually assured destruction without a nuclear weapon. It would be done through debt, and it would be done through collapsing economies. We showed you all of these things and how it tied together, how it feeds on one another. But I didn't do it as just an exercise. I always hated philosophy because I love philosophy as long as it's not Well, we only call a wheel because we call it a wheel. Oh, shut up. What difference does that make?